The moment your entire goal is not your body, not your sense gratification, but only for the pleasure of the Lord in the heart, the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, devotional service, then you are Jivan Mukta. That is the previous purport. You are Jivan Mukta. Even in this material body, you can be liberated from the three modes of material nature. Because three modes of material nature means those who don't want to do devotion service, they get influenced by three modes of material nature. Or if you want partly to please Krishna and partly to please yourself, then that is called mixed devotional service. And mixed devotional service means partly three modes of material nature will act, partly purifying effect of pure devotion service is also happening. Salpamalpamasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. Even a little service given is also counted for its own value. Not because we are absorbed in three modes of material nature, little service I did, so it is not counted. No, it's counted. As we discussed yesterday, the more and more we keep doing devotion service, from impure platform we get purified. More and more. Of course, unless we perform devotion service itself for our own purpose. This is also very important. If you are engaging in service morning to evening, externally service is being done, but internally the root desire of everything is my name, my fame, my success, my society. You are working for a social ego in the material world as a successful, disciple of Prabhupada, as this thing, all social it is. Then what happens? Even though externally it is a service, it is actually feeding a false ego. When your service directly feeds a false ego, purification doesn't happen. It will go and choke the Bhakti Lata creeper. One should not think that anything I keep on doing, if it is for Krishna, yes, if it is for Krishna, anything that you do. But if you are doing, apparently it is for Krishna, from the estimate of grossly looking at the activities, suppose somebody is collecting, okay, for Krishna is collecting. Somebody is building a temple, okay, for Krishna is building that temple. In your consciousness, for whom are you building? Because you want to be successful? Because you want to be known as a great devotee? So these are barometers within our heart. We have to check. Purity of devotion service. In spite of, if we try to be pure, then we get the benefit of both the right for the right intentions. Sometimes unconsciously so many intentions are there, that is overtaken or that is covered up. You keep improving, going on doing, trying to be purer and purer in your devotional service, trying to be free from any personal desires. Not that if you try you will be free from personal desires. Still the conditioning is so deep that some personal desires will be there. But the credit goes for trying to be free from personal desires and engage in devotion service. Then go on doing, in spite of, does not matter whether you are pure or not, whether finally you did with pure desire or not. Your quality of devotion service will go on increasing. So many times we ourselves take false satisfaction in doing devotion service. I did this for Prabhupada, I did that for Prabhupada, so much all these things. That the very fact that somebody keeps on talking about it itself is a symptom that he is working for himself and not for Prabhupada. So what is the result of that? You will get Ajnata Sukurti. But some reactions for that also will come. Any material action, any karma you do, you get reaction. Because it's a fruity activity, has to give fruit. So blindly devotees, when they do devotional service, they have to be very careful that they are not feeding some anartha of themselves. Notwithstanding so many external successes, so many external world may say he's done a great service, etc., etc., one should look himself within his heart. And ensure that he doesn't feed his. Therefore, the devotee is always in the heart, gives credit to Prabhupada and Krishna for everything. Because if one acts as a servant, then he is acting on the power of the master. Everything that he achieves is by the power of the master. He should know that. He is not an independent servant. A servant goes to do service of the master with all the powers of the master. So any result in a service is achieved by the mercy of the master, actual mercy of the master. So one cannot say, if one does the service in that spirit, one cannot say that I did it. If I did it, it's a big maya. And the world will congratulate. Oh, Prabhu did this wonderful thing, wonderful. The world will. What the devotee should do, immediately he should shut his ears mentally. And Prabhupada, Krishna, you should call out and offer it to them. This practice should be done by the devotee. Not that he takes great satisfaction in people congratulating. Then we are on a wrong track. This is one of the fundamental reasons that very often Krishna does not give results also to the devotees. Devotees don't recognize subtly that why I am working for. Only for Prabhupada and Krishna. I want that satisfaction in my heart. I am only working for that, for the pleasure of Prabhupada and Krishna. The community may say anything, the world may say anything. They say good, it goes to Prabhupada. They congratulate, it goes to Prabhupada. So devotion service is an art. We have to be extremely careful that our activities do not pour water into the weeds of different kinds of anarthas. As one becomes more and more successful in something, he should become more and more humble. That is a symptom. Not that he becomes more and more charged up. Charged up to serve the Lord is different. Not that he becomes more and more charged up that I am successful, I am successful, I am successful. The more successful he is, the more devotee is becoming humble. Because he actually gets humbled by realizing the mercy that Prabhupada is giving. The mercy that Krishna is giving. The opportunity that Krishna is giving me to do this service. He becomes humbled. So these are some niceties, fineness of the internal consciousness of a devotee who engages in devotional service. There we need to take directions from the spiritual master to do it perfectly. Dear Prabhupada, in their translation it says, you rest assured that if you traverse this path of self-realization perfectly, who will teach us how to do perfectly? This is what Prabhupada has taught us, how to do perfectly. Please do it with a proper consciousness. Service is okay. Externally there is gross service. Subtle mind-wise there is gross. You use your intelligence and everything, that's there. But where is your chitta? What is your consciousness? What is your motivation? Constantly we have to purify, check our motivation. I have no motivation in this world. I have no desire in this world. I simply want your mercy, get purified, engage in service, and realize that I am your eternal servant. Only for that I am serving. No other right, no distractions of this world. Even in Vaishnava community also, no distractions from the Vaishnava community, social status and social all these things. That is the meaning of becoming liberated.